Hey, we're the Food, and we play rock and roll. I like to call it satirical punk, Alan.
It's more proto-fusion jazz.
That's right. Well, that's that was the inception, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, I gotta warm up. I didn't do my stretches. Fuck. Okay, let's start over.
Introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Steve. I play bass and sing a little.
I'm the Swede. I play guitar and wail like a cat.
He does all the songwriting. I'm Mike. I play drums.
And this guy.
I'm Shige, play the guitar.
So we formed in 2007, me and Alan. We met at the Shakespeare Festival in 2007, and we've been best buds. Yeah. So we met at the Shakespeare Festival in 2007 in the John. And
I remember you had to get your tights off because the costume was a little...
That was rather embarrassing. Thanks for saving me there. And yeah, we've been best buds ever. And Alan came to me and said, "Hey, let's start a band."
But actually, let's see. The Food we've been playing for 9 years in Portland, right?
9 years in Portland, but we played in Orange County. We played in a Grateful Dead punk rock cover band.
Did you?
Yeah, called
No.
What were we called?
The Hateful Dead.
Hateful Dead.
I wish that's better.
Shiggy.
We were Wrong Hole.
Yes, actually, the first band we ever played
Chris
in.
Fahey.
That was
The Wrong Hole?
Right
Wrong
after
Hole.
high school. Best
Wait,
band
how
name
long
ever.
How long have you, Alan, and Mike known each other?
We met around high school.
Right after high school, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was down in Orange County?
89.
We played in a few different weird projects. That Wrong Hole band, I think we did like Butthole Surfers covers and...
Yeah. Then I moved up here, and I didn't see Alan until he moved up here in 2007.
Yeah, and then
He called me. He's like, "Hey, I moved to Portland." And I'm like, "Hey, all right, let's start a band." And that was that.
And so we did. And,
Yeah.
And I came up with the name, The Food.
No.
No. It was Kentucky, or was it
Kenny
Yeah,
Rogers
why you come
Experiences.
up with the name of the
Oh, yeah.
food?
First it was the Swedes, because that's kind of my nickname.
Okay, why
Even though he's
your
not
nickname?
And
Swedish
then we
at all.
wanted to change our name,
He's Swedish.
and you were on the phone with the booker, and you pulled the Kenny Rogers Experience out of your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm. And then I think we finally came up with The Food, because I was digging through like some of my old art doodle books, and I found a picture I made in high school of some dude playing a guitar that said The Food. And I remember drawing it. Was before I ever even was in a band, and I was just like, if I was in a band, man, I want it to be called The Food.
Right.
And it's the worst fucking name
It's
we could have
horrible name.
picked, because if anyone looks for us on the internet and does The Food Portland, you get like 50 pages of
right.
food
Restaurants.
carts and restaurants
Yeah.
and shit. So,
Okay, so you guys started in 2007. Okay, so what was the lineup in 2007? It was you and Mike.
well, first we had a bass player guy that...
Jim Nicholas.
No, well, we had a bass player, and our first show was coming up, and 2 days before he
Tony Pacific.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he,
He bailed out on us.
Tony
quit
Pacific.
and bailed out,
Yep.
and then did I end up filling in?
You
on
were
bass,
like,
or-
"What are we gonna do?" I said, "I got it handled. I got a friend named Sam. He can take over." And Sam came in and learned the songs in 2 days, and we played that show.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty rough and tumble, but it was awesome. Yeah. So we had Sam Morris on bass for a while, and then Michelle Moda.
Sam
played
works
guitar.
downtown at the eBay place. He's a talented musician.
I think I saw the show at the Tonic Lounge.
Oh yeah, it's on video somewhere.
Pitchfork
Yeah.
Motorway played with them before.
Yeah, I think our first show was at Slabtown, I think, or something, which is rest in peace. Gonna
No
be
more.
Replaced by condominiums, I'm sure.
Like all of Portland.
Yep.
Yep.
And then who else? We had Jim Nicholas played guitar for a
Yeah,
while.
came in for a while.
And then we went through our new wave phase where we had Chris Williams playing keyboards.
Yep.
That was pretty fun.
Yep.
Some Gary Newman covers and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a new wave.
Yeah, we used to be a
Let's-
new wave band.
It's hard to say
Okay,
new
okay,
wave
good.
anymore, I guess, but old new wave.
So you phased out Jim to get Chris in, or Jim just wanted to bail?
Jim never showed up for practice, so
And he didn't have any equipment.
We moved
You know,
on.
I had to borrow my guitar and shit, but and then
some of that.
and then Mr. Steve Weekly jumped on board when Sam had to quit the band because his wife found receipts in his pockets from a strip club we used to go to after practice, and that was kind of the deal breaker.
Yeah.
That's you.
And we knew Steve from a band called Steak Knife that we played with a bunch of times, and
Right.
he
And
was into it. And
yeah, I was totally into it, and I really like these guys a lot. The first song that really got me going was Bread, because it was just so fun and hoppy, and and it was just, and Alan's, I know he downplays it, but he's got a really great voice, and he's got energy, and he he just brings it every time. We just have to carry him in on a gurney in the very beginning. And then once he warms up, it's all gravy after that. No pun intended, since we are the food. But
And then so once Chris left, Shiggy hopped on because you were playing in a band with
No,
Shiggy.
that was just about time. The Pitchfork Motorway. Me and Alan were in the same band and we broke up. And then I wanted to play guitar, and then I think you guys lost the keyboard player.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I
And we
kind
love
of
the
wanted
Shiggy.
to help
We've always
out,
liked-
help you guys out.
and we are so grateful that you did, Shiggy.
I was just thinking about helping, but I ended up with being a member.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're key.
Shiggy's like the
man.
Japanese Keith Richards, pretty much.
I can
Yeah.
strum chords, but I don't know any scales at all. I know half of one scale, I think. So she's
Yeah.
the secret weapon.
Yeah.
And
So
that's
it's
that.
been like 2 years?
Has
Yeah.
it been 2 years?
Yeah, I think
So
it's 2
yeah,
years
you've been on
already.
board 2 years. You've been on board
4 years. Actually, yeah, coming up.
4 years?
and 98
Yep.
days.
This is the
Yeah,
anniversary.
like
10 years?
4 years anniversary.
9 years.
Yeah, about 9 or 10, I
Yeah.
think.
And then,
Yeah.
and then here we are today. We just had practice today, and
We
it's
just
fun.
finished up the album, and we're gonna have our CD release this Saturday, February 27th at the Twilight Cafe and Bar with the Love Sores and Ransom. And all those guys rock, and should be a fun time.
And we're even going to have T-shirts. We're 9 or 10 years later, it's almost like we're a real band. We have like a CD
Yeah.
and some shirts.
Sure.
We all
we
grown
have a
up.
CD and
All grown up
t-shirt.
now.
That's what we
We're trying
need.
to- We're trying to sell out and cash in, finally.
And you guys are going on tour this summer.
Yeah, we're planning on a little West Coast tour, probably down south, and
Right.
if all goes well, I'd love to get up to Canada.
Oh, really? That's great.
Yeah.
You're always the last guy to know. Yeah, we're going to Canada. But what was the first instrument you ever played? Was it
asking
guitar?
me?
Yeah. Let's just go around.
Yeah, this is guitar, yeah.
Was it
But
guitar?
I picked up guitar very fast, yeah.
How
old
When I
were
was
you?
12. When I was 12. I picked up my friend's guitar. And then,
Acoustic?
Yeah, that was acoustic, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Japan?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. In school? Was it free, or did you have
Oh,
to
it
buy
was,
your
it
own?
was after the school time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, that makes sense if you started at 12 because
Sure,
you ripped.
yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Mike, yeah. What
Trump.
about-
I played trumpet in
Really?
6th grade. Yeah.
no way.
Really?
Yeah.
Trumpet?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Me too.
Nice.
Me too. Trumpet was my
Really?
first one. Yeah.
Yeah. I failed at that.
You guys
and then-
both seem like a couple of trumpet players that just sort of happened into drums and guitar.
Oh shit,
guess
you'd be like first chair, huh? Because I'm in the middle.
You in the middle?
No, Mike would be first chair, and you'd be out in the corner trying to roll a fatty.
I don't condone drug use.
So,
How about
so Mike,
you, Steve?
I started on sax.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Really?
That's sexy.
Bill Clinton's a big influence.
No, I started in sax when I was in 8th grade, and then just playing the alto, and then I, when I went to high school, picked up the tenor, and, thought I was the coolest kid around. But then, you get your ego knocked in the dirt a few times with some seniors, and then you're like, well, I'm just a tenor sax player.
And then when did you pick up guitar, Alan?
Oh, but that was during the same time. I was, it was in high school, and then I got my first bass when I was 13. My dad got it at a pawn shop, and it was just like a Fender Jazz rip-off, whatever. And I was like, oh, this is pretty fun. And then I was like, how does this work? And then I took it apart.
Me, Fender
And then I
Jazz
couldn't put it back
Master.
together. It was
Is
like,
that Fender Jazz
Dad, I need
Master?
to get another bass. And
That's a
then
Fender Jazzmaster, isn't it?
no. But the first one I got was from a pawn shop, and it was just a ripoff. It was probably like a Hondo or something like that. But then I still have the first and original real bass, my Fender Precision, that I also got when I was like 14 or 15. I got it for $130,
Wow.
and it rocks. You know it. You guys heard it. So.
Okay, Alan. So when did you start playing guitar? When did you switch from?
Yeah, when did you
trumpet?
start playing guitar?
Probably not till I was about 16, I would say.
Yeah.
When I finally got a guitar, I remember I was getting into it. I had a bunch of friends down in Orange County, and there's the whole OC punk scene going on, and
Chris Fahey.
little road trips up to LA to see bands because there's all ages venues back then. But I remember I finally decided I wanted to play guitar, and I asked my folks for Christmas to give me a guitar.
Right.
And I'm picturing like a fucking Rad Angus Young SG or some shit like that. And when Christmas came around,
You
like
got a banjo.
it was an acoustic, and I was so fucking bummed.
Yeah.
It's not your same acoustic that you have now, is it?
It's actually, I still own the thing. And I remember
The one that you play on all the time?
and I was so pissed off that I didn't get an electric. I remember drawing knobs
Yeah, he still
and
has it.
pickups on the acoustic. And I
So
still,
whenever I can't hear him enough, I'm like, Alan, turn up the volume on your acoustic. I can't hear you.
it's probably the oldest possession I've managed to keep along the
It is
So
pretty old, and I think the strings
Alan-
are that old too.
So Alan grew up in Costa Mesa around some really good musicians. Nate Shaw was one of your best friends. Plays with the U.S. Bombs. Played with the U.S. Bombs.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And we were lucky actually growing up in Orange County at that period because there's so
A
many
lot of good
amazing
bands.
fucking-
Yeah. Jamie Riedling.
Mhm. Yeah, so that kind of got me. I was like, if those guys could do it, I could do it. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
think
a
I've
good
done it
scene
quite as
there.
well,
I grew up in Irvine, so we didn't have any music. How about this? What's Alan's favorite food? I know this.
Ooh, that's a
Beef
good question.
jerky.
That's true.
Damn.
And your favorite drink?
What's that? A beef
It's right in his hand.
The one that's in my hand.
All right. Next question.
Next question.
Steve, what's your favorite song to play?
I
Hey
really
La.
like, I like Hey La.
Pat Benatar?
Hi, Benatar. My name's Mike.
Hey La.
Steve's.
I like playing
Hey
Hey
La.
La because I can stretch out a little bit, but I really like playing a lot of. I mean, just hearing the recording from the new album. I mean, that's just like with the proper recording of everything. You can hear Alan's voice and you can hear Shiggy's guitar and everything. Because when you're practicing, sometimes you can't hear everything. But with proper recording, you can
Because
get
you
deeper
are loud.
appreciation for songs. Like, and I've been talking to you about Hollywood Star. It's a super simple song, but
Next question.
it's fun.
Yeah, no one but us knows what the song titles are, but
Well,
but I must
there
say,
you go.
Steve has brought a lot to the band for sure. He's got great ideas.
All right, this is the
and his
next
own
question.
songs.
Alan, when are you going to take your shirt off on stage next?
Mike, next question. Next question.
Interview Nazi.
Yeah.
Whenever you want.
All right, next show.
Okay,
All right.
I'll pierce my nipples beforehand.
All right.
Gross.
Aesthetic appeal, maybe.
Hey, Mike, I got a question for you.
Okay.
What advice do you have for people who want to form their own bands?
Practice. Practice.
And how can
Do
fans
we ever practice?
gain access to your music? Do you have a website with sample songs or a demo CD?
For our band?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a CD, and we're on not Bandcamp,
We're
but
on
one of
a
those
Reverb
Reverb
Nation.
Nation. Yeah.
If you look up Reverb Nation,
Nobody
.com.
cares. Nobody cares. Next question.
No,
And we
not
don't
on
do Bandcamp. We should.
Yeah.
I like Bandcamp.
We have a MySpace page. We're really active on Friendster.
MySpace. Nobody goes to MySpace anymore. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, just look up The Food, Portland,
Yeah.
Oregon, and
And
you'll
good
find
luck,
some really good
because you won't find
restaurants.
us.
How has the food music evolved since you first began playing music together? Was it like more hardcore punk in the very beginning, and then it sort of morphed into something else?
No,
or-
it's all the same, different members, but we have great guitar players now, and
I think I
Great
don't know. I
bass
think
player,
we started
it's
a
all-
little more sort of
they're more.
aggressive.
They show up for
Rockies.
practice now.
Yeah, which is a plus
Yeah,
sometimes.
most of the time.
Yeah, no, I think we started more like aggressive, punky, rocky or whatever. And I don't know, I think our sound has evolved a little bit. Obviously, that little new wave phase where we had keyboards, that was a sort of different sound. And then I think we're kind of getting back to rock and roll, but getting a little more complicated on like arrangements and tricky curveballs and timing changes instead of just
Are you a
straight.
baseball fan?
No, I hate sports.
Oh, okay.
Best describe your music making process, like your ideas, like the inception.
I don't know. It's,
What comes to mind? It's like something that pisses you off, or like Portland Bikes, or Check Chick was. Was that?
Yeah, I mean,
a love affair,
when
yeah,
you
the
get
woman.
inspired to write a song,
You're-
it can happen all kinds of different ways. I don't really have a set process. Sometimes I come up with words before having a melody. Other
Right.
times I'll just be fucking around on the couch and come up with something I think is catchy, and then we'll play it live, and I still don't have lyrics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
cool.
it just comes from human experience. It could be something sarcastic or
Which it usually is.
sincere. Yeah.
All
Like
right.
sarcasm.
That's pretty good.
How about you, Steve? You come up with some tunes.
Oh, it's just all
Process.
spur of the moment. I'm really just shooting from the hip with a great groove, and then everything else just sort of follows, because I don't, sit down and write something and have a riff, and sometimes I'll have the riff and then I'll just like Hey La, it's just like that's the riff. I just wanted 2 chords, except for the E for the dropout. But other than that, it's just actually, you know what? It's still just 2 chords. It's just E and B. So I just want to keep it simple.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to say, like, one thing I love about playing with these guys is we're all friends. Like, I've always pitied.
I hate you. Sorry.
Mike hates everybody.
I love you, Alan.
I'm not saying best friends, but we're friendly or whatever, and I appreciate. I don't know. It's really cool. I've always tripped out on, like, when people get to a level of success or whatever, where you play with like studio musicians or some shit like that, where you don't even know them. Like, whether or not we're playing music, I just like hanging out while you fucking.
Yeah, we have
more
not
wood
reached
to the fire.
success by any means, but we're still friends.
I can remember there was a really crummy dive bar called the Jolly Inn.
Mm-hmm.
You remember this one?
Yeah.
But it was one of our first shows. I think it was the Food, or definitely like early on in that phase.
Is that by the 12th and Hawthorne?
Yeah, something like that. But anyways, we called ahead and we were playing with a couple other bands and just wanted to make sure they had a PA or whatever.
Rudy Platoon.
Yeah, and then we showed up, and their PA was literally a home stereo speaker, one that was about this tall, through some kind of crappy like home stereo system preamp,
Right.
and one really crappy mic. So we got lucky. The other band that was Cootie Platoon that we were
The
playing
guy
with.
got
at the time-
stabbed that night in the bathroom, remember?
That's right. Yeah. So
Well, he
wow.
didn't get stabbed, but he was stabbed, and he was bleeding all over the place.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it was-
the other band was super generous and cool and went back to their practice space and got a PA so the show could actually go on.
Yeah, but apparently there was a lot of blood in the bathroom.
Yeah, and then there was
Paramedics came.
some day drinker guy that had just gotten out of surgery apparently and was a local there. I went to go take a leak, and there was a trail of blood from the bathroom and thick blood, like it was a pretty good swath. And I remember like taking a leak and then going back to the bar, and I just followed the blood trail, and there's the guy on the bar stool with just blood waterfalling out of his abdomen.
Oh my God!
And they were still serving him drinks.
Yeah.
And then the ambulance showed up. I don't know, but I want to party with that guy. He was pretty cool.
We went to a friend's property off the Washugo, and we've been rafting all day. And we're getting a little saucy, and it was a hot day. It was a hot summer day, and Alan was sitting by himself, close to the water,
Asking for it, apparently.
and obviously his shirt was off, but his back looked so pristine and shiny and hot. I was like, you know what? He needs to cool down a little bit. So I relieved myself on top of him, and he was like, "You bastard!" I was like, "Dude, you're right by the water. Just rinse off. You're fine." He's like, "I wanted to get you," and he's floating away, and then he crawls back.
And he thought he was doing me a favor, but he's not very good with like science, so he didn't realize like urine's actually warm. You were not cooling me down at all.
Well, it was not as warm as it was hot outside, right?
But I appreciate you doing it on my back.
No, I could have sworn you
I
got.
could have got shit in my mouth and eyes.
You know what it was? I thought you got stung by jellyfish and from the river. And well,
I was pissed off and pissed on. That was fucking terrible.
pissed off and pissed on. Perfect. Yes.
And just so you know, I don't think I told you, our friendship was in a holding pattern.
Yeah.
Until I finally got you back.
So pissed.
A few days later,
Yeah.
another river trip.
I think we should tell them about the rafting trip that me, you, and Alan
Oh,
Took.
shoots, yeah.
the Deschutes.
Yeah. Oh,
that
man, I was so drunk.
That was
on
great. Yeah,
Mike.
we had a handler on that one. Like, there's some stoner kid or whatever that
Oh, yeah.
Basically
Copper
just
Mountain.
poor bastard
Yeah,
had
if
to,
you
like,
ever go on that trip, don't go with a big company. Go with Copper Mountain.
Yeah.
It was
Copper
River
Mountain.
or
This
something.
kid was like in his 20s and was obviously a total stoner, but he basically had to like babysit three
Yeah.
40-somethings.
Yeah.
And we actually hit some pretty good rapids. There was one
Pretty good.
spot where people actually hang up on the bluff and take pictures when the rafts go
When
down
they
there.
flip.
Because,
Yeah.
5 times out of 10, people will flip or whatever. And it was pretty funny because we had a friend that was also rafting there the same day.
When they flipped.
Yeah, they flipped, and these people hang out that take the pictures, and they'll sell you the Polaroids or whatever when you drive back out. But there's a great picture of our friend, our ex-keyboard player, Chris, where the whole thing's fucking
Tits up.
whoop-de-doo, and he's
Yeah.
just like doing a Pete Rose thing before he hits the drink, and it was pretty awesome.
You know what's funny about Mike? We started to go on this trip, and then we pulled into Zigzag immediately just to like get some groceries. And Mike's like, "Where can I get beer? Where's beer? I need beer." You know, and so we get beer, and then we go. What was that bar we went to before we went
The
to
Rainbow?
Yeah, it was called the Rainbow something.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, let's have some beers. And so I was like, okay, but okay.
Yeah,
I was
we got
just a
there
little
at-
hesitant.
We got there at like 7 a.m. and we started drinking. And I know I downed like 4 pints within 20
Let's just say
minutes.
Mike was a little slippery on the boat. He fell off a couple of times just in calm waters, and he lost his hat, and then we had to go get his hat, and then he's just floating around.
No, I was totally in control the whole time.
Yeah,
I
he
threw
was.
my hat out there.
See, he's wearing the sunglasses.
Yeah.
Blink a lot. You can't tell when he's fucking lying.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and then we camping that night. You know, we were trying to find a spot, and then we just found a spot like 5 miles down, and it was just like us and one other camper, and then we were
We
making
like to
the
drink a
most of
lot.
it. And then we went
Yeah.
fishing the next day. And it was fun. It was.
That's
it
one
was a
thing we
memorable
all have in
moment.
common is we like to drink a lot. We like
Yeah.
to play music.
Do you want to talk about the time we played at the Tonic Lounge, now called the Panic Room, where after the show we all went out on the smoking patio and you took the band money and
Oh, yeah, I
bought some
took the-
Salvia Divinorum at the porn shop across the
Yeah,
street?
I took the band money and ran
We all
across the
smoked
street.
it on the
Bought
patio.
Salvia and came back. Were you in the band then, Steve?
I think it was, but
I wasn't. I don't
So we smoked salvia. There's a video somewhere of me smoking the salvia.
yeah.
Cackling like a harpy. That was good. What's the highlight of our food career? What was the best show you think we ever played?
Boy, probably Club 21.
Really?
I like playing that place. Yeah.
When Shiggy jumped on stage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When was it?
It was before you were in the band.
Yeah. And we
It
were
was
doing
still with
the
Steve,
Johnny
or,
Thunders covers.
Chris. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you came up and played the Johnny Thunder song. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I
That
like
was fun.
Yeah.
Nancy.
Yeah.
And then Shiggy was in. Since
She's a
that night,
great singer.
he was
She's
in.
a great rock and roller.
Yeah. And, I mean,
love her a lot.
That's what's rad about Portland is like, even though like a lot of venues are going away and closing down, like new ones pop up, but the local music scene here is rad. I mean, like I played when I was down in California or whatever. I played shows in LA when I lived there for like 13 years, and it's just a much different vibe here. It's pretty cool. Like bands try to help each other out and help each other get shows.
Yeah, unfortunately,
and gigs.
clubs are
It's
closing
not like cutthroat
up here.
competition or whatever. Like everyone trying to step over each other. Like people actually like lift each other up here, and that's why.
Yeah, they
That's
do.
why I love fucking the Northwest.
So what are the? Here's another question from one of our awesome fans. What are your rehearsals generally like? Do you have a set time each week in which you practice, or are rehearsals more spontaneous?
Well,
Sundays,
we've
12.
always tried to have a set schedule, but
Yeah,
I
it's-
mean, everyone has, it's always been hard to coordinate, but we do it. And one thing I got to say about practice is, like, playing with you guys, I have as much fun at practices, if not more, than actually playing out live. Like, I get just
Yeah.
as excited and happy to do shit.
That's
as
our
I do,
secret.
like,
We
in
just
front of
like to
people.
have fun.
Yeah.
And plus, everybody's got a huge, busy schedule. Mike's got 2 kids. Shiggy, how many kids do you have?
2
2 kids. Alan has a, new baby Hank. I, on the other hand, have no kids.
2 cats.
But 2 cats.
But 2 cats.
And that's high maintenance, too.
High maintenance cats.
Well, at least they can, like, kill birds and stuff if you skip feedings.
You're right. Exactly. But we make it work however that we can because, it's tough. Plus, we share a studio space with 3 or 4 other bands, and so we're always, trying to figure out the configuration that it works for everybody because everybody is so busy and everybody has a, hectic schedule.
What are your goals in life, Steve?
My goals in life?
Yeah.
To make music.
All right.
To be goals in life. Just to be happy.
Okay.
no
Alan,
complaints.
what's your goal in life?
I'm going to piggyback on that. Be happy
Be happy.
and play
Shiggy?
music.
No, I just want to play good music and
Eat
then play
rock and
a
roll.
good show.
Right.
That's what I want. And then
Shiggy.
maybe next day after the good show, I be found dead. That's great.
Yes.
Great dead.
Rock hard and leave a good corpse, right,
There
Shiggy?
you go.
Boom.
That's rock and roll.
That's how it's done, son.
Don't do that anytime soon,
Period.
Shiggy. We need you.
Yeah, stay alive.
What about you?
Yeah,
What's
Mike.
your goals?
Yeah, Mike, what is your goal?
Turn that
My
right
goal
back around.
is to raise my chickens and my cat.
Don't
and
forget
my
about
2
your kids.
Yeah. And
Wow, kids are below chickens.
Yeah. Chickens,
I love them
cats,
all. I
kids.
dearly love all my animals and kids.
And
And,
kids.
I love my kids.
Tack
And
on.
my beautiful wife. And
You'll edit this out, right? His wife's going to kill him.
that's true. And
Oh, my God.
yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, what's one cover song we've never done that you would like to figure out and play
That's a good one.
for the show?
Now
next
I'm a
week?
farmer. By the Who.
Oh. Now I'm a farmer.
Right. Yeah. We.
Because I'm digging, digging,
Yeah.
digging, digging, digging.
Okay, what about you? Any covers on the wish list?
Yeah, I do have. Give me a second. Shiggy, go ahead.
What?
What
What's a-
song would you like to
what's a
cover?
song
I like to
we should
cover
tackle?
the She Said by the
Beatles.
John Lennon.
Yeah.
Not Beatles, John Lennon.
Right.
That's
Okay.
a John song.
Alan.
I've always wanted to cover that 8-hour-long Brian Eno song, An Ascent.
Which one?
An Ascent? You ever heard that?
No.
Don't know that song.
It just kind of drowns, but there's like an 8-hour version.
Right.
It's really good.
I'd like to do
We could
Alex.
do that for an encore, maybe sometime.
I'd like to do Alex Chilton by the Replacements, or Million Miles Away.
It's good.
So
Very good.
Some big star would be tough to tackle. That
Yeah.
might be kind of fun to try.
What's a good new band that's playing now that you like?
Oh, good question.
That's inspired you.
Good
Oh,
question.
really?
New bands. A band that was from Portland, The Memories and White Fang, they moved to LA because they didn't like the scene here, which, I mean, it is pretty hard to play shows here because all the clubs are
Oh.
closing. Yeah, and Tomorrow's Tulips. Basically all the Burger
Yeah,
bands
Burger
are great.
Records.
Yeah, we want to be on Burger
Hi,
Records.
Burger Records. If
We could
you're
be on
watching
Wiener
this,
Records
please
if we send in something.
Yeah,
if-
Wiener's like the.
If we could
Redheaded
send in,
stepchild
yeah, if we were okay with
of
getting
them.
tapes made, because they do tapes.
I really like the Pinnacles, the local band with Sean
Never
Corbin.
seen them.
And you know, they have that old school, you know, Nuggets sound to them, you know, and you know they write all their own, you know, stuff as well as doing covers, but you know they're top notch. you
Top
know?
notch.
And they and so like some of a lot, or I think 3 of them are from Satan's Pilgrims, and so but they're, you know, they all match really well.
No, but I will say this: like, one thing that's weird about Portland is, like, I think as far as exposure of the music scene here to the rest of the nation, there's an awesome, vibrant rock and roll scene here that the rest of the country's usually not privy to. And one thing I love about Geek B-Roll is, like, you're actually tapping that shit. Like, most people that try to look up Portland music, they'll find shit, you know, PDX Pop Now or whatever. Like, most of the country thinks Portland is like twee
Slow,
breathy
heavy
chicks,
guys with
or
beards.
stoner
Right.
rock.
Stoner Rock.
Yeah, or you know,
Yeah.
bearded skinny pant wearing motherfuckers. And there's
Lot of
actually
stoner
like
rock.
some really good fucking high energy rock and roll going
That's
on
true,
in this
yeah.
town.
Absolutely.
And it's underexposed right now. Like, there's a really vibrant scene going on here that most of the nation doesn't know about.
Yeah.
The Anxieties is a great band.
Lexi Vex and the Modern Gentlemen.
Yeah, Lexi Vex and the Modern Gentlemen. I mean, you got the Exacerbators, Stumblebum. A great fucking Portland band is Problems. They're actually killing it and going on European
Yeah.
tours and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, not to reiterate too
Bomb
much,
Squad,
but-
they're really good.
Yeah, you actually go out and see bands. Like, don't
try
ever have
to.
kids, man. It's really tough.
Okay.
We'll edit that out later, right? But yeah, the Portland scene is definitely kind of changing. Like, a lot of the more
Just evolving.
older divey bars are kind of going out. But then again, things are still popping up. And
All the Californians are moving here and
Shiggy Blow.
driving up the rent. I love playing music with Alan. Been doing it for 9 years now, and
I love you, Mike.
I love you too. Alan, go.
Yeah, and I don't know. Actually, we're going to be getting a new drummer. But I must say, like, and it's only because Mike has family obligations and
Chickens and kids.
Chickens.
Not to mention the fucking chickens. And kids, I think that's on the list somewhere, right? But I just want to say I love this guy, and
I do
it's
too.
been a pleasure playing with you, man.
Love you too.
Just
Mike
saying.
is totally professional across the board, and I salute you.
Cheers.
Cheers to Mike.
Here's the mic.
You know, I got here in '94, and you know, so 22 years this summer, and I couldn't have had a better time. You know, bought a house, totally feel like it, you know, fit right in, and played with a bunch of bands, but this is by far the funnest band I've ever played with, and I enjoy it across the board. You know, no holds barred, and it's just been really amazing journey. It's been frustrating, and it's also been, but at the same time, a huge learning experience. And you know, you play with different players, and you get to pick up what they know, and they get to pick up what you know, and so you put all that together, and everybody just grows, and we create something new and vibrant, and just have fun.
What?
Final words, Shiggy, say it.
I just love to play rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Straight from Shiggy Pop's mouth. All right, we are
America is a great place to play rock and roll.
Okay, we are the food.
We are
Food.
rock out. Love you, Portland. Keep it real.
Thanks, Geek B-Roll.
Here's a story of not too shabby
For a
Saturday.
night.
So, the Food just got done playing the O'Malley's show, and this is pre-Shiggy, and it was with Christopher. It was probably like a couple of years ago, and just regular normal show. And then Alan was just like, "Hey, man, we should go down to what was this strip bar called? Devil's Tap Room, or no, Devil's Point." So we leave all our gear at O'Malley's, and Alan's like, "Let's go down there because my friends are down there, and let's hang out." I was like, "All right, sure, that's fine." So we go down there, we hang out, and it was fine, whatever. And we caught up with his friends, catched up on old times, yada yada yada. I was like, "Okay, well, all right, cool, we're good. So let's go back to O'Malley so you can drop me off at my car and get all the gear out and everything." But we were just having a moment, and we were just, talking about the show and, talking about us playing and everything. And so Alan, while he was driving, he just goes, "Yeah, wasn't too shabby for a Saturday night." I was like, and then it just sort of just stuck in my brain for like 2 seconds. And then I was just like, yeah, not too shabby for a Saturday night, And then Alan and I said that over and over again, and Alan's like, all right. And then I just started slapping on my legs, and we kept repeating the whole saying over and over. And that's how Not Too Shabby for a Saturday Night came about. And we went back to O'Malley's, and I felt good. It's like, man, we just wrote a fucking new song in the car ride from the strip bar back to the bar that we just played at.
And that was one of those ones where you come up with the verses before you come up with the music. So it's pretty easy. So cheers.
Dude, it was a moment. And I love moments like that because and Alan and I have had moments like that before, but that was like the quickest and the fastest moment that we've ever come up with something as awesome as that.
The muse. Let's cheers again. Tried.
This guy, I can't take him anywhere. What's up with them? Hello?
I have a handicap. I can get handicap parking.
Yeah. So that's not too shabby for a Saturday night. All right. I hope you enjoy it. Love you.
Cutting loose.